G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach with DR and welcome to my rapid fire Eagles Crows preseason review. Apologies, I haven't put any of these out lately. I've just been run off my feet. My internet connection has been extremely dodgy since the power went out a couple of weeks ago. Don't know what's going on there, but excuses I know, but really glad to be able to put a quick one out today. Now the whole idea is to keep this around the 5-minute mark, just so you can have a quick glance and take notice of some info that I took out of this game anyway. So we are going to jump straight into it, just the really relevant players. So up the top, we see Rob, 169 points. But remember, keep in mind, there's no real competition here. We'll get to the West Coast Rucks. Extremely disappointing, but massive game from Rob. We know he's got a big ceiling, but I don't think this is the game to take a lot of info. Rankin looked a class above, low 20s for a CBA count, starting forward, pushing into those stoppages, 18 touches, 4 sausage rolls for 138 points. And he did that in only 59% time on ground. Now, if this wasn't against West Coast, I'd be much more interested, but how much do we take out of this game? I'm really not too sure. I know that some people may be tempted to even get him into the team, get a Flanders out of the team, because we know that he didn't really set the world on fire during his last game. So it's up to you. I'm not huge on Rankin simply because of the fact that I don't think he came up against some real competition, but who knows? He could easily be a top 6 forward for average, not taking into account any DPPs this year. The next bloke, Sam Berry. Now, look fantastic, and his ownership will rise. Back to the Berry of old after a really strong preseason. 22 touches, 7 tackles, and a couple of majors saw him notch up 115 SuperCoach points. So this is hard to read. How much of the pie will actually get come in season? He was 4th in line for CBAs with 42.9% this game. And at 226K, he could be an absolute bargain. I think his best 22 was Schoenberg going down. He's out for the season now, but it's tough. Something just doesn't feel 100% right. And I wish that the Crows were actually around 0 team. I wish that they actually played against some decent competition so we could get a better read. But yeah, I'm just a little bit worried that this could be giving us a false reality. But even if this bloke scores around the 80 mark to 85, I still think he could be a solid selection. So it's a tough one, Sam Berry, very much on the radar, though. I think he just has to be. Matty Crouch was in my original team when the team picker came out, and he's now slotted his way in. Now, 23 touches at 100%, if you don't mind, 10 contested, 6 clearances, and he did this in only 59% TOG. Now, he didn't feature much in the second half. I wouldn't be concerned with that at all. I think he was just being managed, let a few other blokes run through there as well. Now, he did everything we wanted to see, in my opinion. Only downside for me, anyway, is that I've now had to tinker a little bit with my structure, but I'm happy to do that to fit this man in. I had good vibes pre-season. I then switched my way of thinking. And after this performance, I just can't see myself not starting with the man. So Matty Crouch is now in my side. The next bloke who we skipped, Shoal, Dawson. We'll talk about Dawson. Well, just in cruise control, almost 30 touches, 2-to-1 kick to handball ratio, kick to snag. And if he didn't give away 4 frees against, it would have been an easy 100-plus score, 46% CBA rate. That will be much higher in season. So if you're keen on Jordan Dawson, yeah, fine game from him. Happy to select him. His mate, Rory Laird, though, I am not big on Rory Laird, and I'll be skipping him this year. Opposite kick to handball ratio for him, but 5 more contested. He's almost 30 years old. I think if anyone's going to lose some CBA time, it's probably going to be Laird, maybe starting at half forward, possibly pushing into some of those stoppages. But if you compare him to someone like a Crouch, to someone like a Dawson, the difference for me is the lack of upside. So I'll be skipping Rory Laird this year. Happy to be proven wrong. See if he comes out really well. Maybe an in-season upgrade. Who knows? But for me as a starting pick, probably not for Rory Laird. And really, I think that's pretty much all the relevance that we've got for the Crows. And really, I think the Eagles are going to be pretty quick as well. So we've got Gov up the top there, 107 points. A bit of a brick wall in defence, but SuperCoach-wise, just not for me. Durability is always a bit of an issue there. Tim Kelly, 26 touches, but with 7 clangers. Almost hit the ton. But again, I just think there's much better midfield options. Tom Cole, really not sure there, 97 points, very awkward price. Elliot Yeo, now, this is a big one. He is so tempting with his potential, with his midfield role. Passed the eye test, but didn't absolutely bang down the door. Only 16 touches, but half were contested. But his big points boost here came from that tackle count. We can see a total of 9 tackles there. So I think pretty much if you're a fan of Yo, you'd still be a fan of Yo. The trouble is if you're on the fence with Yo, possibly still on the fence, I simply can't go there myself with being burnt before, with his durability and injury history. There's just too many red flags there. There's a heap of upside, and I think this pick could go one way or the other. It could make a difference, a big difference in your ranking, in your overall ranking, Elliot Yo. I just can't go there myself, but 75% CBA rate. He's got the role. If you like him, you like him. If you don't, you don't. Really, really tough one for me. Harley Reid, here's the other one we've got to talk about here. Now, lots of people were cold on Harley Reid after that first game, but I think that he really did show us what his potential is. Now, looked like a different player when thrown into that midfield, and that was a big thing this week. His fend-off worked. That was fantastic. Laid a real bone-crunching tackle. That was great to see. So the game before, it looked like he was more of a kid, I suppose, in a big man's league, but he really stepped it up this week. And I think that he was much better for that original run, much more comfortable, found more space, 60.7 CBA rate. That had me smiling, and that's what I think it should be. He should be played in the midfield. Forget this halfback business. He's a real talented player, and he is in my side. I did flirt with not starting Harley Reid, chuck a couple of other players through there, but after this performance, I think the pick is solidified. And do you really want to go there as an anti-pod? Probably not for me. If he plays midfield, I think he can average 75 to low 80s, and that should be fantastic. If he's thrown back again during season, I just don't know if this is going to be a wonderful pick, but job security's there. I think I'm just going to go with him at the moment. Witho had a bit of a red hot start, 6 early touches. We know what his average is like without Hearn in the side. That's a tick, but at the end of the game, pretty much faded out. Not really a pick for me. And then we probably go all the way down to Duggan. Terrible game from him. Just take him off your list if you're interested as a pod. And the 2 ruckmen, excuse me, well, BJ Williams, 15 SuperCoach points, did not look at the level. We know he hasn't been training as a ruck when Flynn's gone down, so he's been thrusted into that role again. A little bit unfortunate for him, but that's life. And Cohen Livingston, we were thinking, well, with Flynn going down, does he get a shot? Well, let me tell you, -4 for a SuperCoach score. Nah, he will be, and no offense to the man, but he will be a loophole for the remainder of the season. So that is it, guys, for the notes. We said we were going to keep this quick fire, a rapid fire. So hope you enjoyed. All the best, and we'll see you soon for the next one. Cheers. Bye.